Okay, we are at the famous dump. It is freezing right now. This puddle of water is actually frozen over. It's December 20th. I don't remember it being this cold in Alabama before. Okay, we're entering the famous Anniston dump. The one that was made famous by none other than Adventure Archaeology. Brandon, that is. I'm sure 9 out of 10 of you subscribe to his channel. It sure has grown up a lot. He was digging right here. It seems like it must have been 5 years ago because, I mean, look at that. Doesn't that look like it hasn't been dug? But he dug a hole here about 30 feet long by about 20 feet wide. At least that big. And you can see the layer. Got about 16 inches of fill dirt and then 16 inches of a dump layer. There's the top of a crown top soda sticking out right there. So that makes me wonder. It goes almost 2 feet high, the layer, so that means this whole entire area should have bottles sticking out of the top of the ground. Because apparently they dug it away. They must have taken a front end loader and pushed it farther over this way. But yet, every time I dig here, I have to dig down at least a foot to hit the bottom layer, so I don't know what's going on with that, but I don't think he's dug anything back this way. So I think I shall open up a hole somewhere around here, even though this is a deep part. This is the part that's 10 or 11 feet deep, so I don't know how I'm going to deal with that. But at least I'll find some bottles at the 2 foot level. Of course, I'm going to dig 6 feet at least. Okay, I was digging here a year before Brandon ever got here, but somebody else was digging here before me. And they were afraid to dig out in the open. Or maybe this building was still in use at the time that these people were digging here. I don't know, but there's a lot of big holes dug along the bank here. Here's the latest hole that looks fairly recent. Of course, everything's broken. Probably 98% broken in this dump. Well, at least this part of it. So there's almost 3 feet of fill dirt on the top of this, so that's pretty unpleasant to have to dig that hard. But here's how I discovered this dump. I was creek walking and I started finding broken churro colas, bunches of them. Yeah, farther down that way. And then I started looking at the bank and noticed the shape of the bank. It had a perfectly man-made shape to it. And then I knew, oh, that looks like a landfill. Interesting pieces, especially this one. I don't recognize this. Continue on this walk. Wow, that is some digging. Looks like it's been dug recently. Yeah, that looks really fresh right there. Very fresh, like maybe a week ago. But why would they choose to dig here? I mean, why not just dig up on the flatland? There's a nice patina effect. It's a 1915. Undoubtedly from Anniston. Yeah. And this is a Churro Cola, which seems to be the most dominant beverage in this dump. And there's more and more holes dug down there. But enough of this. It's time for me to do some digging. So let's get up here and probe out a spot and get a hole opened up. Yeah, I always dream of this giant cement slab being gone when I come here, because there are, well, let's just say 75% of the dump is underneath the cement. Well, at least 50% of the prime area, because it's prime because it's the shallower area. As you work your way over this way, it gets deeper and deeper because it's an embankment, but now it's level. So obviously it goes 12 or 13 feet deep here. Well, now that I've probed it, it kind of does feel like it might be dug. I don't remember the video showing them digging in this section though, but dirt's a little low here as well, but it starts to go uphill a slight bit, like 6 or 7 inches. So I probed over here and it definitely feels undug here. So I cleared off a spot here, and so this is where my test pit's going to be. Hopefully it'll be an all-day project because it'll be worthwhile. Okay, we got the first bottle. It's fairly old, but say about 1920, 21. And there's also a lid. I wonder if it goes with it, because it was right next to it. No, I don't think it goes to it, but anyway, I just wanted to point out to you that if I had seen a no trespassing sign, I wouldn't be here right now. And there used to be a sign here 8 or 10 years ago that said this place was for sale, and I contemplated buying this. I really did. Then I thought, well, why don't I just dig it for a few days and see, make sure if it's good, make sure it's worth buying. Then one day led to another, then to another, and I ended up digging here for 9 or 10 days, and then I had my fill of this. I found enough stuff, same kind of stuff over and over again, so it gets kind of boring. If you had to dig here for 150 days, imagine how many bottles you'd get that were the same. Nobody wants that. Okay, got another bottle. At least this is the one with the monogram on it. But it has a crack in it. But anyway, it has a nice monogram. It's some kind of hand lotion from about 1920. And we also have another bottle sticking out of the bank. Oh, it's broken. Okay, I found a doorknob. Looks in pretty good shape too. And we got a couple sodas. Well, what's left of them. It's a Try Me. Very popular in this area. And what do we got here? Strange. Nothing embossed on the bottom or on either side. Okay, there's a little bit of embossing up here. I don't know what that would be. Would that be a Grepico? Possibly. But anyway, as you can see, 99% of the bottles are broken here. But as you get deeper, they seem to be more intact. At least that's the way it's been. Hopefully it will continue in this area. Well, it's pretty sparse. I only found a few bottles, but I do have a few coming out. So here's one now. It's an extract. Not embossed. But what about these two? That's broken. Alright, we got a whole one and it's embossed. And it looks pretty good too. Honey Amber from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Okay, it's a Dr. Thatcher's liver and blood syrup. So that's a pretty nice bottle. I like the look of it because it's lighter amber than most. And as I always say, the lighter amber a bottle is, the better it is. Because it's just prettier than a black amber. Okay, just pop this one out. It's cracked up, but it's kind of a little bit unusual shape for a slick. Okay, I just flipped this one out. Is it going to be embossed? Ah, damn it. It's got a slug blade and it's blown in the mold, but no embossing. Okay, we're starting to get down to the 4-foot level where the good stuff comes out. Interesting. It's embossed and I've never seen one. Witzel Brothers, Memphis, Tennessee. Yeah, I've dug 100,000 bottles and I've never dug one of these before. And we also found this. It's got something embossed on it as well. Pinoleum sample, and probably the same thing on this side. Pinoleum Physicians. Interesting. I think I found one of these in my life. But we're getting a hole pretty big. This is amazingly soft dirt, actually. I've only been here an hour and a half and I'm already 3.5 feet deep. Okay, what do we got now? We just found this, some kind of electrical outlet thing. But I just noticed this. It's a Bennington marble. Those are probably from the 1890s or at least 1905. I haven't found one of those for quite some time. I just threw this out as well. Too bad it doesn't have any embossing on it, but these later kinds don't. Because, as you know, it's probably from the early 20s. Here's a few other bottles I found. Nothing exciting about these. But I also think I got a soda. Oh, it's broken. But it was a really nice new grape. Look at how far that sticks off. That's really heavily embossed. Okay, does it say anything? It does have a town name on the bottom. Atlanta, Georgia. It just says Atlanta. Doesn't actually say Georgia. So that's kind of unusual that would be here. I would expect it to say Oxford. Okay, found an ink. I found a number of inks, but this one is a little bit more interesting. Slightly more interesting. And we found this. Nothing too exciting about that either. And we also found this. Salad dressing from 1922. But we have this. I've been saving it. It feels like an intact bottle. Oh, damn it. The bottom's broken out, but we already have one of those, so it's okay. It's only 10 o'clock in the morning and I've already got a 4-foot hole going. It's because the daylight is just different over here. It gets dark at 4:30, but I get to start at 7:30 or 8 o'clock in the morning. Okay, might have something. It's got a crack in it, but well, we're down to the layer. One of the many layers. guess I picked a bad spot because I normally would have about 35 bottles by now. Okay, I found another melted bottle. I'm finding a lot of melted bottles today. It's one of these super common California picture up companies. I'm down at least 5 feet deep now and I'm just not finding any good layers. So I guess I'm going to tear down the walls and probably I'll find 10 or 12 bottles. But my hopes for finding a jug, an Anniston jug, probably not going to come true because they seem to be at that 8 to 12 foot level. So as you can see, all the layers. Okay, we got something. Probably just a ketchup bottle, but even then it's melted. But let's see what else we found. I found this. Can't even tell what color it is. Still can't tell what color it is, even with the backlighting. I guess it's really dark brown, or as bottle collectors call, amber. And that's nothing good. And then, nah, that's not very good either. And half ounce pharmacy. Okay, I found a broken soda, some kind, from Anniston, Alabama. Can't even tell what it is, but I also found one of these, a Caramello. I remember I used to find these 34 years ago in the Colton, California dump, the first dump I ever dug. Alright, I think I have a jug coming out. Well, I know I got a jug coming out. It's not the good kind, but it is a small, half-gallon size. Had to switch to a single prong scratcher. Okay, here it is. It's a pretty crude looking jug. It's in good shape, nothing wrong with it, and I think it's different than any jugs I have already in my collection, so that's not bad. It's got a little bit of a chip right there, but hard to notice. So we're doing all right. Okay, I just found a cobalt ink. Hopefully it's not cracked under all that dirt. And I just found some kind of a crockery jar that looks like a cold cream jar, more or less. But the fact that it's made out of crockery material is unusual. Okay, we found one of these clay lids, whatever these are for. And some really thick pieces of glass. I think they're the bottom of a 5-gallon water bottle. And let's see, what else do we got? We got 2 pharmacies side by side about to come out. Oh great, I just pulled it off. Broke it. But it's okay, because I'm sure that was a machine-made one. See, it's a slick machine-made one, but this one has potential. No, but it does look a few years older. Okay, I just had another cave-in, and out popped the poison. It doesn't actually say poison on it, but it definitely is. You can tell by those little bumps all over it. And of course, if you look up the name, I forget what the name is. I haven't found one of these for so long. Vapocrystalline, that's it. Yeah, they made these in aqua and clear and probably 4 different sizes. And probably made them for at least 20 years. So that's a decent bottle. Maybe worth $14 or $15. And what else have I found? Found this. Not too exciting. I think I'll leave that one behind. I also found a Listerine cork top, but those are fairly common. I think I'm not even going to keep it. And little drinking glass. I don't know if I've ever even sold any of these, so I'll probably leave that one behind as well. Okay, we are basically finished with this one. I've tunneled it out about 1 foot to 1.5 foot in each direction. Here's what else I found. A broken insulator, a damaged milk, and it happened to be a slick one. Drinking glass, a couple of slick pharmacies. And this is a perfumery of some sort. So this is decent. Kind of nice shape, so. Well, that's about it. I don't think it was quite worth the effort, but we might have found $75 worth. And since it was less than half a day, I think that was okay, because I like to find about $125 worth a day at least, because I used to say $100 a day, but with inflation going up so much in the last few years, I've adjusted it to $125. So until next week.